students. Today we are going to understand a chapter, Religious Synthesis, in our subject History. See in this picture. Yes, you can see diversity of religions and each religion has its own language. This is called diversity of languages. India is a country where people from different religions speak different languages and are living together and supporting each other in their good and bad. Therefore, it is called there is unity in diversity. Thus, the Indian Constitution has adopted the principle of secularism. Secularism means no discrimination against anybody in the name of religion. So, to bring unity among people, new beliefs, new sects were made, combining the principles of two different religions is called religious synthesis. Religious synthesis means blending of two or more religious belief systems into a new system. Initially, rituals and Brahmajnan were greatly emphasized in the Indian religious life. Brahmajnan means divine knowledge of the self by obtaining eternal Vedic technique. Then, in the medieval period, simplifying all the religion, they gave way to Bhakti Marg. An important landmark in the cultural history of medieval India was the silent revolution in society, brought about by a galaxy of socio religious reformers, a revolution known as the Bhakti movement. This movement was responsible for many rites and rituals associated with the worship of God by Hindus, Muslims, and the Sikhs of Indian subcontinent. For example, Kirtan at a Hindu temple, Qawwali at a dargah by Muslims, and singing of Gurbani at Gurudwara are all derived from the Bhakti movement of medieval India in the year 800 to 1700. The leader of this Hindu revivalist movement was Shankaracharya, a great thinker and a distinguished philosopher. And this movement was propounded by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Namadeva, Tukaram, and Jayakava. This movement was major achievement and was abolished of idol worship. The word Bhakti Marg means the path of devotion. Bhakti Marg did not give undue importance to hierarchies, which further facilitated religious synthesis. In the different regions of India, we find different forms of the path of devotion according to the local situation there. The Bhakti movement used the common people's language instead of the Sanskrit. This helped the development of regional languages. Bhakti movement preached values like love of God, humanity, compassion, mercy, etc. As we have seen what is Bhakti movement in our last slide, now we will understand the principles of Bhakti movement. The first principle is God is one. To worship God, man should serve humanity. All men and women are equal. Worshipping God with devotion is better than performing religious ceremonies and going on pilgrimages. Caste distinctions and superstitious practices are to be given up. The types of bhakti movement. The first type is Atma Bhakti, that is devotion to one's Atma, supreme self, devotion to oneself. Second is Ishvara Bhakti, Ishvara Bhakti is devotion to a formless being, which we can call it as God or cosmic Lord. Ishta Devata Bhakti is devotion to a personal god or goddess. Guru Bhakti is devotion to a guru or a teacher. 7th to 9th centuries saw the emergence of new religious movements led by the Nayanars. Nayanars were the saints devoted to Shiva, and the Alavas. Alavas were the saints devoted to Vishnu, who came from all castes, including those considered to be untouchables, the Shudras. There were also attempts to consider Shiva and Vishnu as one and the same and bring them together. Harihar idols, which depict half Vishnu, half Shiva, were produced in this period on a large scale. People belonging to all social strata had participated in this bhakti movement. They preached values like love of God, humanity, compassion, mercy, etc. The earliest exponent of the bhakti movement was Ramanuja. Ramanuja was born in South India in 11th century. Ramanuja and other acharyas strengthened the base of bhakti movement in South India. They told people that God is for all. God does not discriminate. The teachings of Ramanuja had a great impact in North India also. Sant Ramanand strengthened the bhakti movement in North India. He simplified the worship and liberated the people from the traditional caste rules. He gave devotional knowledge to all without distinctions of religion or caste. He treated disciples from all the castes on footings of equality. Sant Kabir. Sant Kabir is a well known sant in the Bhakti movement. He did not attach any importance to places of pilgrimage, vratas, or idol worship. For him, truth was God. He believed in equality of man and women and declared that before the high throne of God, all were equal. He did not believe in any differences based on caste, creed, sect, and religion. He wanted to bring out Hindu and Muslim unity. Sant Kabir criticized the extremely orthodox people in both Hindu and Muslim religion in strong terms. Kabir says it is to show to the world that two different signs are made. One is called namaz, while the other is termed as puja. Mahadev and Muhammad are one and the same. Brahma and Adam are one and the same. What is a Hindu? What is a Turk? Both inhabit the same earth. One reads the Veda and the other Quran and the Kutba. One is a Maulana and the other a Pandit. Earthen vessels have different names, although they are made from the same earth. Kabir says, both are misled. None has found God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also known as Sri Gauranga, was a popular Vaishnava saint and reformer from Bengal. Chaitanya believed in one supreme being, whom he called Krishna or Hari. He underlined the importance of Krishna Bhakti. Due to his teachings, people joined the Bhakti movement in transcending boundaries of caste and creed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left one written record in Sanskrit called Siksastakam. Chaitanya's epistemological, theological, and ontological teachings are summarized as 10 roots or maximum, which is also called as Das Mula. The statements of scripture, which is also called as Amanya, are the chief proof. The scriptures and the Das Mula are the chief proofs. By these statements, the following 10 topics are taught. Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, is the first topic. Krishna is endowed with all energies. Krishna is the ocean of rasa, that is theology. The jivas, individual souls, are all separated parts of the Lord. In bound state, the jivas are under the influence of matter due to their tathastha nature. In the liberated state, the jivas are free from the influence of matter due to their tathastha nature. The jivas and the material world are both different from and identical to the Lord. Pure devotion is the practice of the jivas. Pure love of Krishna is the ultimate goal. Krishna is the only lovable blessing to be received. This was all taught in the 10 topics of scriptures. Under the influence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shankara Deva spread the Bhakti movement in Assam. Narsi Mehta was a renowned Vaishnava saint in Gujarat. He was an ardent devotee of Krishna. He gave the message of equality. Narsi Mehta is known as the first poet of Gujarati language. Our another saint is Sant Mirabai. Sant Mirabai stressed the importance of devotion to Krishna. She was married to Bhojraj, the son of renowned warrior Rana Sanga of Mewar in Rajasthan. You have read about Rana Sanga in your last chapter, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj, in history. There was a battle between Babur and Rana Sanga at Khanwa. So Mirabai was the daughter-in-law of Rana Sanga. And when Mirabai became widow, but she continued with her devotion to Lord Krishna and service of the saints. She renounced all pleasures of royal family and immersed herself in devotion to Krishna. She composed devotional verses in Rajasthani and Gujarati language. Her devotional verses give the message of devotion, tolerance, and humanity. Here are some quotes written by Mirabai. I know a cure for sadness. Let our hands touch something that makes your eyes smile. Only those who felt the knife can understand the wound. Only the jeweler knows the nature of the jewel. So these were the two quotes written by Mirabai.
Santasena was an influential saint. He was a barber and gave up his profession and created devotional abhangas in praise of the god Vishnu in Maharashtra. Sant Rohidas was a great saint in Uttar Pradesh. He gave the message of equality and humanity. Surdas was another saint and poet who preached a religion of love and devotion to God and provided inspiration to millions of men and women in northern India. He was a great poet of Hindi literature, composed the poetical work Sur Sagar. Devotion to Krishna or Krishna Bhakti is the subject of his work. Tulsidas was a great poet and a devotee. Ramacharitra Manasa of Sant Tulsidas is a beautiful composition expressing devotion to Ram. Tulsidas was a humanist and universalist and laid stress upon knowledge, devotion, worship, and meditation. In Karnataka, Basaveshwar spread the Lingayat stream of thought. As a leader, he developed and inspired a new devotional movement named Veerashaivas, or ardent worshipper of Shiva. This movement shared its root in the ongoing Tamil Bhakti movement, particularly in Shaiva Nayanar's traditions over the 7th to 11th century. He opposed the caste system and stressed the dignity of labor. Kayakave Kailash is his well known saying, which means work is Kailash or work is worship. He encouraged women's participation in his movement. Men and women belonging to all castes began to participate in the religious discussions conducted in the hall Anubhava Mantapa. Sri Basaveshwar conveyed his teachings in the language of the people. Example, Kannada through the medium of Vachana literature. His work had a great impact on society. His followers have composed their work in Marathi also. Of these compositions, Paramarahasya, composed by Manmat Swami, is very well known. Great sons in Karnataka include Pam, Purandardasa, and others. They composed many devotional verses in Kannada. Learned from these saints, we can learn humanity, equality, love for all from these saints. Now, we will move on to the question and answers of this lesson. Question number 1. Name the following. Who emerged Bhakti movement? The Nayanars and the Alavars. Who strengthened the base of Bhakti movement in South India? Ramanuja and other Acharyas. Who wanted to bring Hindu-Muslim unity? Sant Kabir. Who underlined the importance of Krishna Bhakti? Chaitanya Prabhu.
Number 2. Answer the following in one sentence. What was the teaching of Bhakti movement? Bhakti movement preached values like love of God, humanity, compassion, mercy, etc. The second question is, who is known as the first poet of the Gujarati language? Narsi Mehta is known as the first poet of the Gujarati language. What message was given by the verses of Sant Mirabai? Sant Mirabai's devotional verses give the message of devotion, tolerance, and humanity. What poetical work was composed by Surdasa? Surdasa, a great poet of Hindi literature, composed the poetical work Sursagar. What is the meaning of Kaya Kave Kailas? Kaya Kave Kailas means work is worship. Who composed Paramarahasya? Manmat Swami composed the Paramarahasya. Question number 3. Write about it in your own words. The first question is, Sant Kabir became a renowned saint in the Bhakti movement. Sant Kabir is a well known saint in the Bhakti movement. For him, truth was God. He taught all the human beings to be equal. He wanted to bring about Hindu Muslim unity. He did not believe in any differences based on caste, creed, religion, etc. The impact of Basaveshwar's work on society. Sant Basaveshwar spread the Lingayat stream of thought. He encouraged women's participation in his movement. Men and all women started participating in all religious decisions. His work had a great impact on the society. His works were composed in many devotional verses in Kannada.
Thank you, students. Now we will meet in our next session.